Um, Now, your investigation is at this point, at the point where you already have the statement from Mr. Zungu, the senior, which is fraught with hearsay. You already have the statement from Mr. Zungu, the senior, which is fraught with hearsay. And then from there, is there anything or any investigation that happened after the 17th of November 2019, which was to try and find out the authenticity of the information that was contained in this hearsay evidence with regard to the implicit of accused number 1 and number 2 in the commission of the offense? In other words, from the 17th of November 2019, what then happened?
Yes, my lord, a lot happened. Investigation proceeded from this statement, and as I indicated yesterday and today, that part of the things that was done was to get Bekiseni to collaborate, at least that part from Mr. Absalom, which was futile in terms of fearful of his life.
You've just gotta love the way MNISI breaks things down. He says, in other words, on the 17th of November, what exactly happened after that? Did you do any further investigations? And the brigadier is like, of course I did. I'm the lead investigating officer in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. I'm the lead investigating officer in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. And I am the lead. I don't care what anybody else says because I was the highest ranking of everybody there. Anyway, I digress. So basically, yes, we did. We went to Bekiseni and then, we tried to get him, to write a statement, but he feared for his life. And because I'm such a vengeful lead investigating officer, when I get to court, I'm still going to say his name out loud. So let's just break this down a little bit. So the brigadier tells us that he continued his investigation. He tried really hard to get Bekiseni to assist, okay, probably to write a statement. And Bekiseni said, hell no, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm fearing for my life. I don't want anything to do with this. He's fearing for his life, which means mentioning his name doesn't keep him safe at all. I don't know. I just feel like the brigadier also threw Bekiseni under the bus. There's just too many buses here in this trial. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's continue listening on.
Cold case analysis, my lord, as I've indicated on them, was then done to to get the details, specifics now, and that led to various cases that are referred to in relation to number 1. Accused number 1, which were then assigned. So these were not cases relating to this matter. It was parallel cases that we identified, that were called, and we needed to have them on site. So we embarked on the cold case analysis to say, let us identify them on these cases because they were there, pursue them on those cases, while then one is embarking on evidence that can be collected in this matter.
Yes. Thank you, Brigadier. Now, with the further profiling of accused number 1, let's now concentrate on accused number 1, because of the information that is contained in this statement by Mr. Zungu, that culminated to the unearthing of the case against him, which was the case of the possession of drugs, not so. If I'm trying to follow what you're saying well.
Yes, that you're following me correctly. Yes, it did results to the unearthing of the possession of drugs docket that was already opened in Tembisa, but that case then led to possession of ammunition. But subsequent, or maybe prior to that, it also, the profiling unearthed other 2 cases of attempted murder in forced arrest. Yes, that's what was discovered in the cold case analysis, insofar as accused number 1 is concerned.
Thank you. And eventually that led to a warrant of arrest being applied for, being authorized against him in respect of the drug case, and ultimately to his arrest on the 30th of May 2020, not so.
Correct, my lord, insofar as the possession or the drug dealing charge, the Tembisa 219 case, that warrant was obtained. But prior to that, there was already a warrant of arrest sitting in one of the dockets, in other words, available, which was not executed in one of the attempted murder cases of forced arrest. We then also applied for the warrant of arrest on the second attempted murder, which was issued. So there were 3 warrants at the end of the day. So 2 on attempted murder charges and 1 on this drug dealing case.
Take a look at Muzi Sibiya. He is staring down the brigadier because he just cannot believe the things that this man is saying. So the brigadier says, of course, we did a lot of work. I mean, I'm a lead investigating officer, and we went through the cold case unit and we found that, wow, Muzi Sibiya is a very, 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 very dangerous man. He's a wanted man. He has two charges for attempted unaliving. And then he has the rugs selling case. We're going to call it rugs, okay? Rugs, and then you add the other letter that's equal to, the substances. We're going to call it rugs. So he's got the case for the rugs. And then he's also got, listen, then now from rugs, he also has the ammunitions, okay? These are the things that Usibiya was into. But we're going to go with what the lead investigating officer is saying. And he's saying, you know what? No. It wasn't a brand new warrant of arrest. It was just another one. We already had one sitting in the file. It was just sitting there, not executed. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Advocate Devil when he was dragged out of court. And then he looks at the J50 and he goes, this is for January. Why wasn't this done before? It seems like strange things are happening in South Africa. Muzi Sibiya already had another warrant of arrest. And then we applied for one for the rugs. And then we applied for another one for the attempted murder. So we executed 3 of those warrants of arrest all at once. Because, we've got limited resources. We decided to do everything at once. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But don't forget to like. Let's like the video at this point because I think it's a good time for us to hit 1,000 likes again. Let's do that because that tells me you guys want me to keep editing. And I put in so much effort in making you guys laugh with my edits. So all you got to do to pay me back for my time, just hit that like button. Okay, let's get into the next one.
Thank you, Brigadier. But the crux of the matter is, on the strength of the warrant of arrest that was authorized under the drug case, the drug case, the Tembisa case, that is when then accused number 1 got arrested. Upon his arrest, then there were this allegation that the state came up with that he got interviewed firstly by Sergeant Mohula, who indicated that accused number 1 seemed to have knowledge about what happened with the death of Senzo Meyiwa, and that exposed everything which led us to this extent. And so
That is correct, my lord. So the Tembisa warrant of arrest was the first one to be initiated, but then the phosphorus one followed while he was facing charges in Tembisa. It was also, those warrants were also dealt with, my lord, and he made appearances. But yes, the sparking point, or the starting point, if one can say that, was the Tembisa warrant of arrest.
Are you aware of the arrest of accused person, of accused number 1 by a group of police in 20, let me just get the date very specific, my lord. May I just request a minute from